What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at one of my favorite functions in Excel, VLookup. Let's get it. VLookup looks for a matching record in a data table and returns data from the matching row. In today's example, we're going to have an employees table and a departments table, and we're going to be using VLookup to put data together. In our employees table, we have the employee's name and the department ID that they work in. In our departments table, we're going to have the department ID column, the name of the department, and the name of the manager who leads that department. Using VLookup and the department ID in either table, we're going to bring back the name of the manager into our employees table. What we're going to end up with is a list of all our employees and the manager that's managing them. Let's get to it.
All right, so here we have two tables, an employees table and a departments table. In our employees table, we have an employee ID column, we have their name, we have their email, and we also have a department ID column. This department ID column is telling us which department this employee belongs to. In our departments table, we have a department ID column, we have the name of the department, and we have the manager that's leading that department. What we want to do is, in our employees table, we want to put the manager's name here. So what we want to do is we want to look for the department ID in our departments table, and wherever we find a match, we want to bring back the name of the manager. Now we can do this manually, right? We can look at, hey, Kara, she belongs to department ID 2. Let's go looking in our department ID table for 2. That's the legal department. It seems like Don's leading that department, so we can come over here and type in Don's name. However, if you do that manually, that's going to take you hours, and there's a better way to do it using Excel. So let's take a look at how we do this using VLookup. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our topmost cell here, and we're going to type equal, and we're going to start typing our VLookup formula. And once we've typed enough of it, we can just hit tab, and Excel will write the rest of it for us and open up a parentheses. Now inside this parentheses, we need to type in 4 things. It's actually 3 things. The last thing is always going to be a false. So let's start typing in the things that VLookup's asking us for. VLookup's first going to ask us for, hey, what are you looking for? So we're looking for our department ID here in the employees table. We're going to say, hey, this one is what you're looking for. VLookup says, okay. VLookup's asking us for the next thing, which is, hey, where do you want to look for whatever we're looking for? So we're going to be looking for that one in our departments table. So what we can go ahead and do is go to our departments table and select the first 3 columns, column A, B, and C. So now we'll hit comma to go to the third part of our VLookup formula. And in this part of our VLookup formula, VLookup's asking for, okay, well, if we find a match for what you're looking for, which column would you like to return back? So here, if we find a match in our department ID column, we want to bring back the third column, which is our manager column. So department ID is where we're going to find the match, 1, 2, and 3, our manager column, and that's what we're going to type in this part of our formula. Finally, when we've selected what we want to bring back, we hit comma, and we'll just type in false for the last part of our formula. This is always going to be false because it's looking for an exact or an approximate match, not something to really get too much complicated in, just exact match is usually what you're going for, so just go ahead and type in false at the end of the formula. So we're going to hit enter, and our formula is going to be complete. To see this in action, we're going to copy this formula down to all of the cells below. And as you can see, ta-da, we have our manager's name being populated into our employees table. So that's how you use VLookup to pull data from one table into another. And yeah.
All right, guys, so that's the video. I hope you're able to see how to use VLookup in Excel. If you like the content, like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you put the fun in functions.